Hello, welcome back to Monster Train. In today's episode, it's 7 p.m. It is later than normal. I don't really know what I've done today, but I'm here now. Hope you're doing well today. I'm doing fine. Nothing to tell you, really. I got Backpack here on the horizon for you, is what I've been saying for a long time. I just keep saying it because I've recorded a video and I've been streaming it, but for some reason, I just haven't been in the mood. I haven't really been in the mood to do anything lately. I gotta find the motivation, but you know, I'll get there, I'm sure. But for now, it's just Monster Training Into the Breach. I should really get some more content for you. I gotta finish Chrono Trigger, man. Like that game, like, actually 5 months ago. Well, anyway, what do I want to tell you today? Nothing really. Oh, I do want to tell you something. I crossed 5,000 subs, I think, yesterday. That's pretty cool. Right on. It's a lot. I don't have any, like, I don't have anything planned. I don't really do that. The reward is a Monster Train episode and an Into the Breach episode on the day that I had that happen. But, you know, I've been thinking about, I've talked a little bit about doing content full time, but that's not really something I want to get into in the YouTube intro. That's going to take, that's something that I need to figure out how I feel about, first of all. So, what I want to ask you today is, so I've been talking about food a lot lately, but food is kind of like, even though I don't like to eat, it's what I do when I can't find anything else that I feel like doing. Like, oh, I don't really feel like playing any video games. I'm going to go cook something. And I like to try and see what I can make. It usually doesn't come out well. Anyway, today I want to talk about oatmeal because I found in the cupboard some oats, some old dried oats, and I tried to make some oatmeal out of it, and it's actually still sitting on my desk because it is terrible. It came out extremely poorly. I'll probably finish eating it because I don't really like to waste food, but oh man, all I did was I made the oats, boiled them in water, and then I put some cinnamon sugar on it, and oh man, it is not good. So I'm curious if any of you have any interesting oatmeal or oat-based recipes. I'd love to hear it because I feel like this is a well of opportunity. Savory, sweet. It seems like they're very much like rice almost, where you can do whatever you want with them. But let me hear what you got for me. Anything interesting? Any cooking tips as well? Give me your best. If you don't have anything, that's fine. You can type whatever you want. I'm not gonna judge you, but either way, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Stygian, Hellhorn, Double Barrel, Failure, Chased, Crystallis, Vent, Guardian's Amulet. Stygian, Hellhorn. Ah, Ashes of the Fallen. I take back my ugh. Ashes of the Fallen. Wow, how exciting. So this is a combo that does make great use of Conduit. I need to assess how we'll do in the first two combats if I take Conduit Tethys. I think we should do fine, but we'll probably get hit by the boss a little bit. It'll depend on the Crystallis draws. I'm gonna stay no pack shards. Conduit is its own reward. And I also want to be able to take the unit draft here, which I am going to take. The game is pretty open to us here. An in-camp based game plan is good. I'm gonna play bottom floor because I'm playing bottom floor. There's another idea that is involved in playing bottom floor, and it is I want to get this train steward killed faster so that I can get a new one out. Because ideally, I will have two train stewards in front of Tethys at the end of all of this. I'm gonna grab the collector. Now, if I Crystallis, it's ideal. Crystallis here. I should have played this train steward behind the current. This is a mistake. I thought that Crystallis was killing this Forged Disciple. I did not look closely. I should have pinged the collector and then played the second train steward behind the first. It opens me up to not drawing my other train steward in time, which will make me probably take some more damage, but we'll see. I do mostly avoid damage now, or mostly avoid pyre damage, that is. I'm gonna kill this guy, because I'm pretty sure I will be getting hit by the boss anyway. This is why we took 0 on the pack shard front. If I take 5 or 10, it's... I mean, sorry, not 5 or 10, like 5 or 6 hits, which is quite a bit, but it is what it is. If I can get him below 80, that's good. Yeah, and Crystallis is very good. Now, don't fall for the bait here. If you Frozen Lance, the boss then heals back up to 41. So, I'll take 15. For a trial start with Conduit, pretty good. If I had played it slightly more optimally, I think it would have... I mean, it would have been a little better. The optimization is that the second Train Steward placement. But, I digress. Energy Siphon's okay. I actually think that Mollusk Mage is a pretty strong take for the early game here. I don't think he's good for a long time, but for now, I'm down to give it a shot. And then Welder Helper, absolutely. Oh, Eel Gorgon. Cool. I haven't played Eel Gorgon in a while. Can I play Eel Gorgon in this run? Yeah, sure, we have Conduit. Eel Gorgon, a little tricky initially, but taking Eel Gorgon right away means that we just pop on over to the steel shop and grab some base stats for him. Check the Stygian banner. These are all full. Awful, indeed. Don't want it. Okay, so what does Eel Gorgon want? I think Eel Gorgon wants Large Stone plus 10 or Large Stone plus 25. Which one is it? Well, let's talk it out. Eel Gorgon, at a baseline, if I get Large Stone, is 2043. So it can either be 3043 or 2068. So 68 and 43, they're both going to need some form of assistance. I think I need the damage. However, I'm opening myself up to disaster here a little bit, but I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll for Large Stone. Cool, excellent, very good. This is ideal. I think that if you miss Large Stone there, I would probably pick the plus 25 to be safe, but it's close, it's close. Now, the thing that's bad about this run is that if I don't see Siren of the Sea, it's kind of awkward, but the trial is fine. If I don't see Siren of the Sea, I can see this being difficult, because... Yes, we go Tethys in the front, Eel Gorgon behind, Welder Helper to tank. Or Tethys to tank with Welder Helper's assistance. But you can't use armor to scale Eel Gorgon, is the problem. No, I can't play Crystallis here. That's okay. And I don't think that Frozen Lancing is worthwhile. Yeah, you can't use armor to scale up Eel Gorgon because he purges armor at the end of round, because armor is considered a status effect, and he purges it. So that's what we have to keep an eye out for. Not that you can really do anything about it, but we'll see. It's just tougher if we don't see Siren of the Sea. I don't know what you're gonna do because Hellhorn, Rage, Armor both fall off. So my man's on his own a little bit. I'm sure there's a line. I think Eel Gorgon wins if you just incant enough anyway. So we can take double draw, look for a Tethys survival idea, pick things like Offering Token, and find our way through. But we'll see. There's also like Transcendent can show up. There's plenty of options, but we'll see. How do you feel about Molting Imp versus like Hornbreak? Molting Imp does 10 to all, but I have 2 vents. I'm gonna pick Hornbreak. Hot Shark. That's pretty good. Oh, actually, you know what? I bet this is a Demon Fiend pick. 30-30 puts your base stats on Eel Gorgon up to 60-73. That's pretty good. 73 HP, I think, is enough. I think that that's enough where if something is frontlining for Eel Gorgon, he won't die as long as I consider spikes enemies and blowback damage. I'm going to take Demon Fiend here. I think that this is a unit that you can win off of raw stats. And also, the other thing is the space doesn't matter too much. I'll take 1 space probably because I need room for Imps and Tethys. But other than that, Eel Gorgon, if you give him 30-30 from Demon Fiend, for Siren, 30 incants is how many it takes for Demon Fiend to be caught by Siren of the Sea. 30 incants is a lot. That's a lot of time. That's like 5 or 6 turns. So, that's the other thing. I'm gonna go grab HP. I don't hate the banner, but I actually do like Firebox here to play Eel Gorgon and then also play out whatever's in my opening hand. It basically guarantees I take a double draw. Yeah, I'm down for Improve Firebox. Also, I'm just looking for a reason to not pick Cheater's Hand. That's the other thing. Ember Stasis, Deadweight, Vengeful Shards. Massive Stones isn't bad here. Like, base stats on Gorgun are really important, just across the board. But, no, this is bad, because what's going to happen is I'm going to draw, like, 3 Deadweights in a turn and then die. That's terrible. Because no matter how high his attack is, you still have to incant. 70, 80 attack, the winning part is the part where you play 4 or 5 attacks, or 4 or 5 spells, and your Gorgun is doing 300 damage 60 in intervals of 60. This is a big man, by the way. 4 space. Holy moly. He's a very large young lad. It's an interesting question because I'm flip-flopping on saying double draw or draw energy. Or sorry, draw space, because we need... Tethys should be behind. I'm sorry. Sorry, Tethys, that's my bad. I was like, oh, I gotta put Tethys in front for the armor. Yeah, for what armor? Yeah, for what armor? No, I'll wait. Tell me, what armor? Oh, no armor, because my unit is 4 size now. That's a great point. What an astute observation, me. Wow. This guy's onto something here. Anyway, it doesn't matter, is the thing as well. Like, it's the sort of choice that I'm not lamenting over because this combat should be unlosable. That's the actual piece of information here. I'm gonna go Hornbreak to kill the bomb. I was thinking Vent to put 240 into Daedalus, but I can also heavily weaken the much more frightening next wave. Like this. I can actually just kill it, which is definitely worth more. I'm missing 180 damage to open myself up to... or to remove any damage taken from the equation, right? Because there's a chance that I get hit on a bad draw then. I didn't know what my draw was because I didn't look, but... it's another thing where there's a more optimized play that you can come out to find, but often my philosophy is to sacrifice the more optimized plays because they don't matter. I'm trying to cut out the decisions that don't matter from my runs. One moment I feel an oat in my throat. Water achieved. Ancient Synergy or Spike of the Stygian. One Horns is completely worthless. Ancient Synergy is pretty good, and Conduit Tethys makes it better. Yeah, Conduit Tethys makes me want Ancient Synergy here. Consumer of Crowns. Oh man, poor guy. This is definitely the biggest loser in the DLC. He got so left behind. We're gonna take draw now and we'll figure out space or draw later. Now Steel Shop has nothing, so I can go duplicate. I think that's fine. Let me take a look at my pack shards. We're at 45, 60, 75, so I need to take 25 from the other 2 temples. I'm keeping an eye out. Someone pointed out, I think 2 days ago, I overlooked holdover plus 10 piercing vent, and I'm keeping my eye peeled for more vent-related gameplay. Oh man, Mark of an Exile here is so good. Give Tethys 50% more max HP? Ooh, buddy. Yeah. Mark of an Exile should just say something like, give 50% more max HP, or 20. Like, or just plus 20 HP. Whichever's more. Imagine if you could give Tethys 27 HP with that relic. Man, that'd be good. I'm duplicating Offering Token here. A nice neutral duplicate. I didn't really care about the duplicate, but Hellhorn Banner and money are both completely worthless to me, so I am okay. Oh, I was gonna say, okay, back and forth. First of all, gross, 15 times 2. Second of all, Tethys Scales hit both, and I drew 2 killing spells on the first turn. Therefore, I am going to play bottom floor. The reason to play bottom floor is because it is the party boy boss, and he is going to party. There's nothing I get for incanting here, so I'm not going to bother. Nice. I mean, great draws. The crux of this run is the fact that we have a lot of really strong cards that get us out of bad situations. And they incant us as well. However, yeah, you can see that Gorgun's health bar is extremely limited. You can see it clear as day here. I mean, I did take the trial. I signed up for this. I don't... Yeah, his health bar is not refillable, and so without the space, because I skipped space, I end up in this position where over time he runs out of HP. And eventually, we end up here. I should be fine when I play Guardian's Amulet. Yeah, great draw, but I wasn't too worried because even if he lives, I got the heater on the mid-4 Mollusk Mage, ready to rock and roll. But good combat to make me recognize that there is a problem here. A problem that is very solved by Frenzied Swarm. And yeah, I think that from this position we want to pick cards that help us survive, but don't say apply armor, because applying armor to Gorgun is wasted and applying armor to Tethys is... I mean, it's okay, but I think Tiresome Plan is just better, ultimately. You could maybe play March of Shields with a Tethys frontlining plan, but there's something inherently wrong with the Tethys frontlining plan. Worn Grindstone for more flat damage, hell yeah. Continue to cut out Train Steward, hell yeah. Now, I'm going to, in the next ring, I'm going to prioritize going to the event, I think. Holdover, nice. So originally we were talking about Holdover Vent. I am now on Holdover Frenzied Swarm, a classic of the genre. Intrinsic Holdover Frenzied Swarm, that sounds like an extremely good survival plan. It also makes every offering card, of which there is one, a lot better. And the reason that this is good here, and I have fallen off on picking it in other situations, is because there are no other random discard cards. What I learned recently, sorry Mollusk Mage, you did your best, buddy. What I learned recently is that when you pick Holdover Frenzied Swarm, you can't play any other random discard effects. I'm gonna stop, I don't want to remove anything else. In the next ring, I need to take 15, and then that will put me at 75, 90, 100. Nice and easy. Okay. That's fine with me. But yeah, you can't take random discards with Frenzied Swarm, because if you do, what ends up happening is you discard Frenzied Swarm sometimes. And that drops your holdover, and if your Frenzied Swarm is your whole survival plan, I mean, that's not good. How do you feel about this, by the way? 1, 2, it's like... I think the Spell Shield 2 is not worth it. As much as I want to just click it and go, I think that it's a risk and there's a configuration that would cause me trouble. Now, I haven't been using Gorgun to dodge Ember Drain, and that is just my bad. Yeah, it's a weird run to me, because a lot of decisions that I would normally spend time, like all those cards I played didn't matter, basically. Oh, that one does, yeah, what the hell? I can't play Frenzied Swarm for free. Might be. I don't think it'll hurt me, but yeah, keep in mind that specific interaction right there for the future. It's just one of those things where I look at it and I go, there's a reason I can't do this. What is it? And then after I play it, I go, oh yeah, I remember now. It won't hurt me too much because Tethys makes all my spells free. I didn't take the Spell Shield, so we're fine. Just not a great oversight on my part. This enemy did not roll Spell Weakness. Shame. I could have kept Tethys alive here. I probably should have. This is Sweet Boss. Here is Frenzied Swarm. Sweet Boss, yeah, whatever, basically. Sure. True. I'm gonna put the Welder Helper behind because... well, let me see. Torch goes here, torch goes here. Oh, it doesn't matter. I was gonna try to use it to kill something, but no, there's no reason. I'm gonna Thorn Break this. I'm down to play Frozen Lance Frenzied Swarm here just to get the sap. It will make a difference because of the days, actually, but, you know, it is what it is. Does killing Tethys bite me? Not quite, but still not an optimized play. It's fine. I feel like I learn more. Not even learn, right? It's the sort of thing where I make that mistake once on this run and then I will not make it again. The correct order there is to play Frenzied Swarm. Oh, you can't play Frenzied Swarm then. I don't know, I'd have to look at it. There's definitely a correct order you play that in. Ice Storm is fine. I don't have any problem with it. Inferno is very bad. Tiresome Climb number 2, I'm also not like... I'm not excited about it, but I think it's... No, because it doesn't get the cost reduced by Conduit. I'm okay. Now this run does hinge on Conduit, so I am going to be dazing top 4 every turn on the Divinity. And we'll see. I said I wanted to go to the event. Do I still want to go to the event? Yeah, I do. I feel like I don't have a whole lot that needs to be duplicated or removed right now. And we don't see anything exciting, but I'll take Heaven's Gold here. I'm looking for melee weakness on strike or a size down based event, but it's all good. I'm not too much in concern here. The Value Stone feels a little wasted on Tiresome Climb, but also, whatever, right? Actually, you know what I like here? I actually like plus 10 piercing. I'm gonna put it on Vent. And if I do that, which I have now done, I'm committing myself to this duplicate, basically. Or I could just take the Value Stone. The plus 10 piercing is very good. You could take the Value Stone on the other vent. Yeah, that actually seems a little better. Puts me at 85 and then I skip the money in the next ring. That makes more sense to me. I really wanted the plus 10 piercing and I wanted to think about the configuration I wanted to follow that would give me a way to make it to 100 even. And ultimately, I would either be 5 short or 10 over. Or I would have to take a bad duplicate, which is also not ideal. Gorgun goes first. I'm going to play Tethys behind. Don't need to play Torch. I keep wanting to play it because intuitively this is a run with Incant. I want to Incant, but I don't need to. This is the Harvest. I'm gonna cash out a lot of damage here. 415. I throw the Welder Helper out. I don't... So with Holdover Intrinsic Frenzied Swarm, I do not need Welder Helper anymore. The double summon Ashes of the Fallen Welder Helper combo, I just don't need it anymore. I see it now. Oh, you were probably yelling at the screen on that one. I see it now. I didn't put 2 and 2 together on that one. Alright, I mean, that's not ideal. It's not the end of the world, but I really just didn't piece that together. I didn't think about it until I saw it. But I did think about it. In the last combat I said, oh no, I couldn't play Vent because of Frenzied Swarm. And then I didn't piece together that that extends to this timing as well. That's a shame. Oh, God. Guard. So, here's the thing. Oh, but no, here's not the thing. The thing is, when I increase every spell in my hand by 1, Tethys will still make it cost 0. So you can play Hornbreak here, and they'll still cost 0 because it's getting -2. I'm then just going to go Frenzied Swarm on a different floor, and I'm going to take 4. It's gross. Incant Shard, it messes with the game plan pretty heavily, but as long as I don't have to deal with another one, I can afford it. And so, I'm not going to bother with the offering token there. I don't know what it's going to draw me. I'm not going to think about it. I'm just going to ditch it. But yeah, ultimately, this is fine. You have to give the game a little bit of respect on that turn. Thankfully, I didn't have to deal with 2, because 2 is where you go, isn't that a shame? Because like a second Incant Shard is where then Frenzy... Because I have to Incant Gorgun to not get clapped, but if I Incant Gorgun, I'm making Frenzied Swarm cost too much, unless I can get away with doing it exactly 1 time, but you know. Also, I win this, right? Oh, I don't win this. What? Wait a minute. Oh, because I took 4 damage? Huh. about that. Because if I go one more round there... Oh, look at this! Okay. So the correct answer to this is actually, in an amazing twist of fate, to put Tethys in front. Because Gorgun has... In my mind, I saw 2 rounds for Gorgun. Or no, I saw 3 rounds, right? Because it's first hit on... First one's blocked on base, second one's blocked on... Or then 2 rounds, right? Because he's 73 HP. But, yeah, no. Not correct. Because of an interesting circumstance. Alright, so we put Tethys in front and it's fine. It's really just the Incant Shard fucks me up, though. I guess you have to play Frenzied Swarm on that turn? I don't know. Not sure. And on Seraph, we're going to run into a similar issue, which I need to solve now, I realize. Ultimately, the problem is that Gorgun is only able to do like 60 times 7, which is not enough, as it seems. I don't know what to do about this, though. I have no way to make Gorgun any stronger than this, other than incanting more. But incanting more comes with its own set of issues. I have to get rid of these vents. I can't believe I fucked this up, man. I mean, I can believe it, it's just a shame. Wait a minute. 1, 2... So I have to make these all cost 1, or... What if you Frenzied Swarm it? Take 30. Definitely not okay. So I have to make these cards cost 1. The thing that would be interesting to look at here is, and I don't think I would ever do this, I think that it's just not worth the mental work to do this, but, Frenzied Swarm discards your hand before or after the incant, actually, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's what I had to recognize there, actually. You can play Frenzied Swarm on that turn. My mistake. I forgot that. It's a little bit, it's one of those interactions that I just don't always think about, because, you know, of course not. However, what I wanted to say is it's interesting to try and predict which turn the Incant Shard would end up hitting me on, because you could actually make a reasonable guess at when it would show up. And I wonder if I should plan ahead, basically, is what I'm saying on that turn. More accurately, is there a reason for me to not be planning ahead? I think the answer is just no. Like, when I have extra cards that I don't need to play, and Arcus isn't on the floor and things like that, I should just be hitting the enemies that are walking up to mitigate the risk of getting hit by an Incant Shard. But it's an interesting situation, no doubt. And we daze, and we barely come out of it. However, it's tough. I mean, this is definitely not a good look. I don't think this run looks great. However, I think it looks okay. I'm thinking. I think... I don't know what I think. Endless Transcendence sounds really bad, because that's a draw slot and a space slot. Right, so I'm going down to having 5 card draw per turn, basically, because I have to spend 2 on Transcendent every turn, and I have to take space to make room for Tethys. So, instead of that, I'm gonna grab Reinforce. I think. Siren Song is not it. I think it's Reinforce. And then I'm going to take another card draw. No, I cannot do that. I need to take space. I need room for the Welder Helper. I looked for space in another way and I didn't find it. I can go look for a cavern here, but I think it's better to look at the magic shop. I'm going to look for... Well, first of all, I have to get rid of these vents. It was a mistake. I won't make it again. Add it to my list of caveats for this fucking card, Frenzied Swarm. Because Frenzied Swarm has a laundry list of reasons you can't pick it, as it turns out. I don't think that... No, actually, currently, Reinforce is not playable unless I'm willing to drop the Frenzied Swarm. So that's the first thing. I'm gonna go to the Forge here, and I'm gonna go Conduit 3. Okay. I'm gonna make Reinforce cost 1 less. It's definitely not a card that I think I can get away with giving Remove Consume to, because if I do that I have to drop Frenzied Swarm. It's just how it is. So, I'm gonna go ahead and put a plus 20 Consume on Frozen Lance, and I'm going to reroll. Now that I think about it, Siren Song does combo pretty well with Heaven's Gold. However, I bet that was okay, but realistically, maybe I'm disrespecting. I am not thinking about the Divinity, I'm just thinking about beating Chase Seraph right now. I'm not worried about the Divinity all that much, to be honest with you. However, as I start to think it out, I'm actually maybe gonna die. But no, I guess not, because Frenzied Swarm holdover stops the damage. But still, I'm a little concerned. I'm a little worried across the board here. But that's okay. I'm gonna go -1 Tiresome Climb here, and I think I'm gonna try to go to the Duplicate if I do that. I'm gonna freeze Reinforce, and I'm going to go -1 Tiresome Climb, and I'm probably gonna grab a second one of this card to try and sort things out. And then we're gonna move on and hope for the best. What Magic Shop upgrade do I think is worthwhile here? I don't think there's any. I also don't think that I want to take Armor 20 here. Yeah, I think I'm okay. I think that Armor 20 is a very frightening experience. Now, I took space. Tethys has to go in front so she can hold the armor for Relentless. This is what I was talking about. On this turn, I should not just end my turn. I should ping down the Shade Wings, just in case I need to. There's no reason not to, basically. Do not play Ancient Synergy on the middle floor. That is an illegal move. You can play one of Crystallis or you can play Ice Storm. What do you want here? I want Ice Storm. Sure. I played it because it would probably kill the guy in the middle, the 5 HP enemy, and there was the 1 HP enemy, and there was also a chance that it killed the Collector for me. I know it's a very small chance, but the chance was still there. You gotta take your shot. Elder Helper hits the field. I am going to kill the Collector. Come up here, Frozen Lance, Torch, Frenzied Swarm. Nice and easy. Not too bad. I maybe should have Frozen Lanced here on the Wilt Wings. However, it's fine either way. Oh, I put Permafrost on a card with Frenzied Swarm in my run. Yeah, my bad. I overlooked that as well. I haven't played Frenzied Swarm in so long. I guess I would just play it here. But yeah, this is a waste of my money. I didn't realize. Won't happen again. Is that exactly enough? It was not quite exactly enough. I think I gained more damage than I would expect there, though. Okay. Ancient Synergy, Ice Storm. Does it really matter? I don't think so. I'm gonna take 10 no matter what. This always plays out the same. What does matter is picking this guy off. Tiresome climbing, that is fine. Yeah, I'm gonna take blowback damage. I think the boss shouldn't hurt me, although if it's Trample Boss, maybe it will. We'll see. I should Frozen Lance the 5/3. I messed up on Reinforce, and I mean I didn't mess up on Reinforce here. The Permafrost was a waste, but it's not like I could make this better by not having Permafrost. I would still be down 15 or down 25 armor here. Yeah, this is a little scary though. I need to prioritize killing these Shade Wings. That has to be game priority number 1. Well, game priority number 1 is to not take 100 here. Not 100, sorry, 55. Which is 1, 2. So I should play a Torch. And that's 65. I actually have to play it. I can play it a Frenzied Swarm, right? Hang on. 45, 65 times 3 is 195, and then the fourth hit will go here. Okay, I can torch 1. That kills the wave. This run's already been 35 minutes. What the hell? Where'd the time go? This doesn't... I don't feel like I've been playing for that long. How strange. Okay, so Reinforce is good here, but if I don't kill these Shadewings, I will lose 100%. And I think I need to take the guaranteed kill on the Shadewings as a result. However, I'm not so confident here. I don't want to redraw my deck. I want a chance to draw Reinforce again. Okay, this is the worst draw I could imagine. And I'm just dead, right? I think I just die for that. That's 2 dead weights. I suppose I just drew 2 dead weights and died. It's the classic Eel Gorgon problem, I suppose. I drew 2 dead weights and died. I mean, ultimately, surviving this combat, I would... It's interesting that it didn't change. I mean, I don't think that I can do anything all that different here to win the combat, to be honest with you. I want to give it another try, but I don't know what I would do. Ultimately, it feels like the rub here and the thing that's causing this run to fall apart is that Eel Gorgon 65 times 7 is just not enough damage. That's how Monster Train is now. 65 times 7 isn't enough. This doesn't make a difference, but it feels good. You have to give him some form of scaling. I'm gonna play Offering Token. I mean, I'm gonna play it basically the same. The only thing that's different here, I guess what I can do differently is I can look at this turn differently, where you go Welder Helper here. I want to put Frozen Lance on the bottom floor, although I'm giving up the money. Realistic. So when I replay these, I never really like to replay these and make decisions like Frozen Lance here and give up the money, because I would never do that. I would always kill that collector there. Outside of the circumstance where I know that on the next turn I have a Reinforce coming up and I want to be able to play it with a little more certainty, but you know, I don't know that, so I have to play Frenzied Swarm up here. I can play Hornbreak though. The run it back here, what we're looking for is... Ooh. Ooh, that's not good. If I get one more attack, does it make a difference, you think? Or do I have to get hit? Because, like, I think that I need to focus and kill this guy. I would never actually do this, though, is the thing. Like, intuitively, this feels wrong to me, but we're fighting for inches here. Absolutely. If only I had one more energy on this turn. But, alas. We'll do this, but I don't feel good about it because I would never trade out 26 HP like this. I would never do this. Absolutely never. Even though it's the correct play, it just doesn't feel right. I don't think it's right. Yeah. I don't know. I guess it's whatever. I'm going to continue the theme here. I'm going to kill the 2 Wiltwings here. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 days. And then Frozen Lance this last guy. I didn't take the armor with the intention being that I would kill Wiltwings off, so it's not like it's that far out to say that this is what I would do, but I would have to like crunch the numbers and shit, and that's not something that I tend to do. And also playing in a slightly different order of cards makes you draw your cards differently, and then we get a good reinforced turn here. And now we have 80 HP, and it's fine. But again, I don't think that I would ever do this, really. Oh, also, this guy didn't take day or spell weakness. I might actually die for a different reason now, which is interesting. I want to reshuffle the deck without the Frozen Lances, yeah. That's important to do because I want to get back to Hornbreak quickly. Hornbreak and Tiresome Climb are what I'm looking for now. I need to kill this 15 times too, unfortunately. So, it's the plinking of a lifetime right here. Okay, it didn't miss and kill me. Great job, Plink. I mean, Ice Storm. Okay, so, again, like I said, I would never do that. I would always tank the... I would always take the hit. I would never block like that, but I had to. That's how you win the combat, I suppose. But, you know, it's what you look for. It's fun to look for the other lines, even though... I guess in the future maybe I would think like that, but it's hard. It is a relic at the end. I'm gonna go Titan's Tooth here. Guardian Amulet is also okay. Infinite Box is okay. A Welder Helper turns the tide of our entire... It, like, changes the narrative, basically. Divine Horde. I could go to the Hell Vent. It feels wrong, but what do I want from the magic shop? I really don't know. But I kind of want the removals, but for what? Yeah, I really don't know. I think I'm gonna go left. Lock it in. I think the duplicate is more important. Ooh, attack for Tethys? Oh, baby. I'll go Faulty Loader here. Although it's worthless into Seraph. Maybe I go Forever Flame. This also doesn't seem very good. I took Firebox. I guess I'll go Faulty Loader. It's fine. Railhammer, Firewall, just continue to mock me. The game gives me the craziest armor survival plan of my life, and I'm playing Eel Gorgon. It's fine, it's fine. I could still be playing it. It's fine, it's my fault. I know. Alright, so I'm gonna look at the trinket shop real quick. I want to reroll. I'm not gonna play Railhammer. I don't think it's very worthwhile here. It's 4 armor. I'm taking a relic for 4 armor. Seems bad. I'm gonna reroll. Firestone Housing. Hey, that's pretty good. 510 on Eel Gorgon is okay. With Firestone Housing, puts him to 70. I really just need attack though. Like, I need plus 10. But do I want to reroll for it? Not really. I'll go Firestone Housing and I'll give my man plus 5 attack. It really is that grim. Is Sigiled Seaweed better? I don't think so. I guess what else am I going to use my money on though? Well, the bad part is if I miss, but 75, 73, sure. Does the plus 10 make a difference? I mean, sometimes it does. It's hard to say. I'm duping Tiresome Climb for the Divinity. I think I need to stack days to win Relentless. And we're gonna leave like this, and we're gonna hope for the best. I think this run has clear issues, and it has clear... not really clear. It has clear issues, and the answers to them, I think, are hard to find. Now, a part of me wants to play bottom 4 to make use of this, but I know what happens if I play bottom 4 to make use of that, so... You can also put Tethys behind to... potentially... I can put Tethys behind and have the Imp tank, but... I'm gonna do it like this. I can play Ancient Synergy here, it's not illegal. I'm allowed to do it. And I can also Torch here. We can just wipe that wave, which is fine. Right, we do have a little bit of a better matchup versus Seraph because I get to have these turns where I get to hit him. Like on this turn, I will do some damage to Seraph. I think it is worth it to torch my own guy, fledgling him. Fledgling him rage does go down and stay down. But I also, I'll draw another torch. I have 2? I only have 2. But before I get lost in the sauce here, let's look ahead. I don't worry about that wave. Do I worry about this guy? No. Okay. I'm gonna kill the Rage Imp. It's a lot of damage. It's 730. That's a good amount of damage. I know the Rage falls off, but still, that's like... That was 140 damage for that guy. Very worthwhile. Again, look ahead. Titan's Tooth, I cannot play it anywhere. I have to play it top 4. There's no reason not to ping off these 15 threes though, because they're just getting in the way of me hitting the boss now. If I let them live, they're in the way of the boss. Tiresome Climb. That sounds pretty good. We're gonna use Tiresome Climb here to move an enemy out of the way, I think. Now, if I ascend you, you will have 2 dazed, I will take a lot of damage. Yes, that does not seem good. I could ascend you with 3 dazed. No, I could not. Yes, I could. I could send you up with 3 dazed. You would take 38, 39, 40 damage total. 120? It's like 118. Yeah, I'm gonna take a lot. I don't think it's right. You're looking at the math here because if you ascend this enemy and then Lance, and then Frenzied Swarm in the Pyre Room, you do a lot of damage. But I'm going to operate on the assumption that 160 armor with Eel Gorgon is enough. And in that assumption, you play Tiresome Climb on a 11-3. And you take 225 damage into the boss. And it's okay. It's not exciting, it's okay. Eel Gorgon, another thing to notice here, I'm just continuing to take notes about the unit. First of all, cannot stop drawing Reinforce directly after playing Welder Helper. You hate to see it. Second of all, my man here, I'm gonna go ahead and Tiresome Climb. My man does a lot better into floating bosses. Much like sweep-based plans, does a lot better on the bosses that he can throw excess damage into. Because he often has overflow. Again, we should pick off enemies where we can. Let's make sure that we can first. So it's pretty easy and safe to say Tiresome Climb on a 15-3 is the play. There's not really a case where I'm going to Tiresome Climb this Gilded Wing. And it's actually not worth it to ping that guy because I know that Chase Seraph won't be here. It's not worth it to ping this guy because I know Chase Seraph won't be here. It also, in the pinging, brings the Pyre Wings below this. How? Why? I don't know. Oh, it was because the Welder Helper wasn't hitting originally, but then so the ping brought him below so that he died to Tethys, but he didn't need to die to Tethys because the Welder Helper was actually alive. Interesting. Tiresome Climb this guy out of the way. I just have to play Tiresome Climb. Also, if you're wondering, I'm not Tiresome Climbing Seraph. Oh, wow. Fine. Not Tiresome Climbing Seraph because it doesn't stick. He is Chase Seraph. Was hoping the Ice Storm was going to kill that 15-1, but was not to be. Just get this draw out of the way. It's very ugly. I think he dies to the Titan's Tooth, right? Oh no, Eel Gorgon had it. Never mind. So yeah, I had to trade a little bit of my HP away to make this combat look fine. Or no, not even to make this combat, to make this run winnable, you have to trade your HP away a little bit. But... And we're not out of it yet either. I'm talking like it's over. It's clearly not over. Oof. Not really the draw of legends, but it's fine. Put the damage here, because I think 75, 150, I guess it does make a difference, I think. 45, 91, doesn't make a difference, but it feels like it makes a difference. Then you Frenzied Form and he dies. It looked bad because Light Wings was taking 50 off of Tethys. Light Wings was doing a round of Seraph damage in itself. Alright. We're alive. Tethys lived. Wow. Hi, Tethys. I'm alive, I'm alive. 25 damage. Would have preferred to take 0, of course, but it's a hard run. I also have no idea why this run is so long. I don't... Like, what am I spending all my time on here? Where is the time going? I have no idea, but here we are. Eel Gorgon hits the field. Tethys goes in. Play the Welder Helper. I'm going to... Any damage we get to push into the Divinity is worthwhile, so we're going to take it where we can. Also, definitely good to put 3 dazed on him. Gives me a little more flexibility. First 2 rounds are our turns to hit the boss. I am going to kill my man, the Welder Helper. And I'm going to wait on Reinforce, because there's a chance I get Welder Helper in the box. Or Transcendent. Either one would work. Ancient Synergy goes in. I'm gonna play Frozen Lance because it sets this guy to 1. Yeah, and then it kills sometimes. Okay. I am okay with where we are. Tell you how I feel after I see the imps. It's fine. I'm not enthused, but I'm not appalled. Fledgling Imp does things here. Oh, well, yeah, that's a good point. I was gonna look at maybe playing something down here. Nah, I just can't. No reason to, is there? That this will lose some armor, but I'm going to assume that the gain is worth it. Yeah. So, I'm gonna kill here, of course, no doubt. So what I want to look at here, there's a line. Oh, I gotta sit up. This is why this run's taking so long. It's because I have to keep stopping to do math. Okay, so the point here is I need to kill the spikes enemy, and the reason that I don't do that immediately is because I think I need to ascend the Dark Wings. I think I'm trading Pyre HP away here, but I think it's a lot worse if I don't. I don't know, man. I should count it. Tethys attacks. Let's see. It's 58 times 2 is 116. So I will take 3 hits. I'm going to take 48 if I ascend the Dark Wings. Now here's the problem with ascending the Dark Wings. I'm pretty sure Chains beats the shit out of me. I don't think I have the health to spend. I don't think I have the luxury. It's a great point. 75 is... Yeah, I'd have to get him to 225. Okay. Because he takes 3 hits, right? 1, 2, 3. 75, 150, 225. And then this enemy, this Clipped Guardian, takes 3 hits. So it's 3, 6, 9. 9 attacks to kill the 4. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6. I can kill 2. Okay, unfortunately, despite myself, I think we do need to do this. 24. Yeah, and that is counting the help from these two. So if I ascend this enemy and I Hornbreak the spikes, Tethys kills here, 24 damage hits here. This guy goes to 160, 156. I am off on killing the Clipped Guardian by 1 torch, but I think I have enough to kill the 4, and I just have to make this sacrifice here. The math that I did, yeah, I take 48. The math that I did there talking about the damage I am taking doesn't account for the armor, by the way. And so we have exactly enough to survive this. There is no reason to keep the Weight of Contrition. It's tough, though, because I think Chains is just going to kill me. 75 times 6, it's okay. I think Chains is going to end my life. I mean, there's not a whole lot of decision-making to do here, is there? I'm alive. Okay, I'm not dead yet. However, I also think the next wave probably ends my life. It's really... Oh, I'm taking 2. Gross. It's really quite rough, and the curses are slowing us down, and I think now our debt is paid, and it's time to die. Our debt is paid, and it is time to perish. Indeed. Okay. What do you take away from this? You can't play Gorgun like this. I gave this guy so many stats. He's a 75-73, and ultimately, it's just not enough. A 75-73 Gorgun with Conduit Tethys does not incant enough to solo the Divinity waves. Which I guess is fine. It's good to know. I built the whole deck around Gorgun incants and kills the waves, and that is not enough. So what did I need to build the deck around? I needed to build the deck around like 3 copies of Ancient Synergy with +10 piercing. What do you do to make this deck better? I spent too much time on survivability here. I spent too much time on Tiresome Climb. I went too far in the other direction. 2 Tiresome Climbs reinforce. Ultimately, I'm gonna win Relentless, probably. I'm not 100% sure of that, actually. But I needed to make these spells better at killing this turn. I needed probably 2 copies of Ancient Synergy instead of 2 copies of Tiresome Climb. The +10 piercing needs to go to Ancient Synergy instead of Tiresome Climb. Or instead of Vent, rather. Because 1 Ancient Synergy on that turn shifts the turn. I probably survive. And like an Ancient Synergy on the turn before as well. So, I don't know, maybe I've just become terrible at Monster Train. I can't gauge what I need to do to win the Divinity anymore. I'm looking at it like, oh man, I'm not going to survive. And then, you know, I guess I would have probably survived. The reinforce, I think, was good. The second tiresome climb was not needed. But the second tiresome climb, what I was thinking about when I picked it is when the Divinity goes into Relentless, I don't have a lot of time before Gorgun dies. But the answer to that was fine. It's not a problem, actually. It's a non-issue because Gorgun cuts the Divinity down pretty heavily. Especially, so in that run, focus on Ancient Synergy and just make your spells a little better. More damage, plus 10 piercing, and more of them. It's a density problem at the end of the day. I focused on the density of incanting. I wanted to have a lot of cards that cost 0 and incanted, and I needed to have not that. I needed to have good damage spells. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave me a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you in the next one. God, 55 minutes to lose. Holy shit. Have a good one.